Whisper it quietly, but the Barclays might be back. Being a football fan is about having hope before the season, no matter what level you're at. So today we're going to go through every single Prem team and explain why you should be excited, even if it's just COPIUM. Let me know in the comments who you support, because I'm trying to cover all leagues and all teams rather than be a big club merchant. So subscribe if you're enjoying the daily vids on the road to that 100k plaque. We start, of course, with the champions, Liverpool in first. This one's really easy. You man just won the league and you're going crazy in the window as well. Florian Wirtz, one of the most highly coveted youngsters in world football, has come to your club to finally put away the, I'm not going to call it a myth because it definitely was true, but I guess finally beat the allegations of a club having no pool. And now we're seeing Isak putting his house on the market. He's that desperate to come to Liverpool. So fair play. I can't lie, it's looking exciting. You've replaced Trent with Frimpong. We'll see how that goes. Obviously got Kirkes to upgrade on Robertson, guaranteed. Everything's looking good for the slot machine. In second, we have Arsenal. Their reason to be excited? You finally have a 9. After 3 years of finishing second, back to back, this could be the one where you finally get over the line. And again, as I said at the start of the video, for every team we're doing pure copium. We love to just have hope in football. So let me remind you, the last time Arsenal finished second, 3 times back to back to back. The next time after that, they went invincible back in 04. For those of us who remember, it's been a big window so far with upgrades all over the pitch, and it may not be finished yet. In third, we have Manchester City. This one is a bit of an obscure one, but hear me out. Pep got his wife back. Why is that important? Let me tell you. He was winning, enjoying life, trophies upon trophies, records upon records, catching that Fergie all-time record as well. Broke up with his wife. Suddenly, he's scratching his head after losing games, throwing away 3-0 leads in Champions League, saying that he wants to, I don't know if I can even say the word on YouTube, but you know what I mean, something about, you know what I mean, the risks and the, I'm not going to talk too much. He's back with his wife. And we saw at the end of the season, when they got back together, that, hey, City might slightly be back. On top of that, again, we saw last year, the main reason for their fall off, people would argue, is the unctions in midfield. All the brothers that are in their late 30s, mid 30s, they're washed. They've kind of rejuvenated a little bit. Is it enough? I don't know, but with the likes of Tijani Reinders, who I think was probably the second best player in Serie A last year after Scott, or rather, my apologies, Diego Armando Maractomine. He was second to him. We got Ryan Shirky for a bit of excitement as well. Obviously, you got Ait Nouri. We'll see how that one goes. So, things are looking bright for Man City. In fourth, we have Chelsea. Another easy one. You're coming off the back of a Club World Cup win. Again, many people are saying it's preseason friendly, no one cares, blah, blah, blah. I'm not in that camp. I really enjoyed the tournament. And I think it can show you things. It's not the be-all and end-all, but you win that. You win the Conference League final. You are building more of a winning culture as opposed to earlier in the season when Maresca was doing the, oh, I'm not in a title race, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. Get rid of all that nonsense. And now as well, you've got gunmen up front. Obviously, João Pedro, we saw what he was on almost immediately. My man was on a holiday, chilling. Chelsea called him up. Within a week, he's there bagging goals. He goes and wins the trophy. Let's also not sleep on the lap. I know it might be a bit techie for him now because, again, the forward depth, there is quite a lot of players up there. But the lap is as pure a 9 as you can get. He was hyped quite a while ago. Now he's apparently overrated. I like him a lot. I think there are reasons to be excited for Chelsea. And of course, when you got someone like Moises Caicedo in your team, anything is possible. Fifth, Newcastle. All right. This one's a little bit difficult. So again, as I said, it's copium thing. We're having to reach as far as possible to try and find something. You've got the scent for trophies. You've won a trophy last year. It's been, what, half a century since your last trophy? Maybe in the player's mind, it makes them hungry to do even more. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm trying to make everyone... I'm trying to make it positive for everyone in this video. So I'm having to reach and clutch at straws significantly here. But you never know. Maybe there's a chance that you keep Isak as well. There's no guarantee that he's leaving yet. You might think, you know what, let me get the money and chuck it on him. I want to gas up the duo of Hall and Livramento as well. But again, I don't know if they're staying. So we'll see. In sixth, we had Aston Villa last season. What does that mean? Why can that be a positive? What's good about this? Your manager is Unai Emery. Why is that important? Sure, he may have bottled top 4 in quite devastating fashion. But we're looking at the positives here. What is Unai Emery's MO? He's a Europa League merchant. You man are going to go down to Europa League. Look, I know you guys love the Champions League. You had a great time. Nearly knocked out PSG, who went on to win it, of course. You've got history in the Champions League from 1980s, but now you're in Unai Emery's stomping ground. No matter what team he's with, he can bag a Europa League. Obviously, he did it mostly with the Spanish teams, failed to do it with Arsenal, but at Villa, hey, you might be ending the season with some European silverware. In 7th, we had Nottingham Forest. Unfortunate to miss out on top 4. I was rooting for them all the way, but listen, it's been a long time since you man had Europe, and with the tutorship of Mr. Marinakis, you guys have managed to keep Morgan Gibbs-White at the club. I don't know if he has shooters outside Morgan's house, but evidently he's got some crazy links, because guess what? He's got links to the mafia as well. He's bringing bare men that were balling out in the Club World Cup for the Brazilian teams in the favelas, and he somehow managed to get them at gunpoint to say, you know what? I'm coming to Forest, Mr. Marinakis. I love Forest, Mr. Marinakis. Again, you got Champions League heritage, but it's been a long time. So at this point, be excited for any kind of European tour. In 8th, we had Brighton. If I'm not mistaken, somebody can fact check this, but I'm pretty sure you man have the youngest gaffer in the league in Hertzler. So in theory, he should have learned a lot from last year, and it can only get better in terms of how he operates as a coach. And let's not forget as well, this is Brighton we're talking about. Even if you man lose your best players, you start selling guys, you're going to rock up with some random brother no one's heard from Chile or Venezuela or something, and suddenly he's going to be worth 60, 70 million. So you man just keep on doing that. Brighton have got something good going on there. You're still getting them top half finishes, so be positive. In 9th, we had Bournemouth after an incredible season. Of course, they've sold Dean Huijsen, Kerkez as well, 2 of their best performers, or definitely in the top 4 or 5 for their club last season. So positives. Look, hey, your bank account is looking healthier. Maybe you can put that money towards like a new stadium upgrade or something. You know, the vitality can expand a little bit. I'm struggling. Didn't Amenyah sign a new contract? Yeah, that's cold. Bournemouth, spud me, bro. Are we excited? Let's go, Bournemouth. Up the cherries. Come on. In 10th, we have Brentford, who are also losing their best players. But hey, guys, you signed Kelleher. That's a really good keeper from Liverpool. I know he was a backup, but we saw when Alisson was injured last season in particular that Kelleher is really able to step up in his shoes and put in some really fantastic performances. So be excited for that. And again, Brentford, you man are computer nerds. No matter what happens, I know you man are going to hack it and do the data and whatever like Neeks and pull up some player that nobody really expected to be good. Some random NPC who will just slot in and get you the same numbers. You've lost big players before in Ivan Toney. So Mbuemo, yeah, it's going to be unfortunate, but I trust you man with the computers. In 11th, we have Fulham. I'm going to be honest, this might be the hardest one so far. What can I say to motivate and excite the Fulham fans? All right, how about this? If you squint, yeah, and close one eye like that, and even almost close the other eye, your new home kit looks like Real Madrid. On the pitch, you got a very good backline. You know, that's another year of experience playing together. I love Calvin Bassey. Anderson's really good as well. You guys have, I think the media team said, hey, Alex Iwobi, no more posting on Snapchat. Which may seem like a bad thing to you guys, but to us positive people, that makes us think, whoa, hold on a minute. They're taking this season really seriously. Am I right, guys, Fulham fans? In 12th, it's another London club. We've got Crystal Palace, who just came off the back of winning their first ever trophy. Not like it's been 10 years, 50 years. I'm talking since back when they were created, 1861, for those of us who remember. And I was there back then. That's why they still invite me to come and do content with them sometimes. I was there. I remember when they were formed. People were thinking, oh, this is an exciting project. Decades, centuries passed, no trophies. You've finally done it, so at this point, you're chilling. And guess what? Obviously, for those of us who are aware, Crystal Palace are from an ends called Croydon. Now, to most people that live in London, Croydon is our year abroad. You go to Croydon, it's like a new country. Well, guys in Croydon, guess what? You no longer got to do an abroad thing coming to London. You can really get your passports ready and head off, because you will be playing Europe. Now, some guys have snaked you and you're not going to be playing Europa League anymore, but Conference League, if you were offered that at the start of last year, you absolutely take it. So yeah, you might be playing against teams that are going to have trains driving through, you know, the touchline and that, but don't worry. European tours is exciting. It's something that you've never had before. I'd be looking forward to it. Now, in 13th, we have Everton. This one, if you've watched my content, you'll know what I'm going to say here. Because guys are gassing him up recently, having, just signed the player. But go back to my TikToks from a year ago. The way I was gassing Tieno Barry. I don't think people realise just how good he's going to be. Now, I want to obviously have a caveat in there because, again, when I was watching him, he was doing that at Villarreal, who play a lot different to how, obviously, Everton typically play over the last 5-10 years. So, yeah, he may not get as many chances. The football's not as fluid, obviously, but I believe this is one of the most underrated signings of the summer, certainly in terms of strikers, right? At the whole summer, everyone has gone on about, Sesko and Gyökeres as if there's only 2 strikers available in the whole of football. I'm not saying he's their level or better than them or anything like that, but I'm saying for a team, put it this way, I think Everton have outdone themselves getting a player like Tieno Barry to join their team. I think you should be very excited. I'm hoping he shows us the incredible, he's got link-up play, he's quick, he's strong, he's got solid finishing as well. So honestly, a really, really, really good project to build around. Sadly, I cannot say the same for 14th West Ham. What on earth are we going to say positive about this? I was always a Graham Potter fan, but maybe second season he could cook. Okay, West Ham fans, shake my hands. Why am I shaking your hand? Because no matter what happens, there's one award that no team can take from you. You guys have the best pre-match song in the entire Barclays Premier League. Forever blowing bubbles. Hey, the aura that song carries here, obviously, the lyrics are a bit dodgy, I can't lie. Like, you start realizing there's like 30, 40, 50-year-old bold men singing this song. It sounds a little bit noncy. But, like, the actual melody of it, and when the instrumental turns off, and you just hear everyone, oh, she's always hiding. Oh, do, 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 do. I can't lie, I get goosebumps. So, you man, no matter what happens this season, let it be known, you got the best song. In 15th, yes, 15th, we have Manchester United. Listen, it can't get any worse, can it? Alright, we are here to be positive about every team. What can we say about Manchester United? Right, your signings, Brian Mbeumo, Matheus Cunha. These are 2 ballers. I think anyone trying to act like they're meaty players are doing so because they've gone to Manchester United and therefore they must hate. But let's be honest, every team in the league would have wanted these 2 players at their club. I'm talking even like Liverpool could have done with these 2 players, Arsenal could have, Chelsea, so on and so on and so forth. Obviously, they've made their signings now, but point being, it's exciting. Yes, you still have Rasmus Højlund as your 9, but listen, even if you stink, it's going to be more fun to watch. And last year you were bad and it wasn't fun to watch either. So at least you're going to get one of those things. And look, there's still a big chance that you get Sesko. I think there's talks about him either going to United or to Newcastle. If United get Sesko, I'm trying to keep it positive, but there's too many bad things. Because hey, if United get a Sesko and get a midfielder and another centre-back and a goalkeeper and a new pair of wing-backs as well, and a new gaffer, and a new stadium, and new dinner ladies, the Premier League won't know what hit them. In all seriousness, Amorim's had his pre-season now, so this should be the year where you man kick on. And I know I'm trolling, but it honestly, like, it cannot get worse. You just got to 40 points on the final day of the season. So, however bad you felt last year, it's gonna get better, I think. In 16th, we have Wolves. I know a lot of you will not be watching the Club World Cup because many of you boycott it, saying it's like a money grab or whatever. But one of the players that really stuck out to me was Arias of Fluminense, and he has joined your club. There might even be Wolves fans watching, I don't know. Let me know what club you might support, because I might just be waffling about Wolves here and no one cares. But again, another player that I enjoyed. I didn't know who he was prior to 2 months ago, so I can't really give you any hope that he's like a consistent bagsman. But in those 5-6 games, he did very, very well to put Fluminense on his back alongside the likes of Martinelli and Hercules and whatnot. In 17th, we have Tottenham Hotspur. You are acting like a big club. Finally. Like, I hope now you see what I was saying Obviously, I've only been doing TikTok or YouTube videos rather for, this will be day 6 in a row. But on TikTok, I've been trying to explain since March, April, May, June that getting rid of Big Ange is the right thing to do to act like a big club. Because yes, you won the Europa League, you know, everyone is excited, people are getting tattoos and whatever. By all means, that's incredible. But it's unacceptable to lose, was it 22 times in the league? Or 22 in all comps? I can't remember for 100% certain. Again, I'm not really a stats man, so my bad if I made a mistake there. But lo and behold, you finished 17th. That's unacceptable. You've now got rid of him and replaced him with Thomas Frank, who I rate really highly. So that's, you know, means for excitement. You've got Mohamed Kudus, so again, will inject a bit more dynamism into that team, because Brennan Johnson, I was the one, you know, sticking up for him when he was getting hate and he had to lock off his IG and whatnot. But there's levels. I know he got the winner kind of in the final, but Mohamed Kudus, that's a baller right there. Obviously, you couldn't get Morgan Gibbs-White because of Mr. Marinakis, but trust me, that first trophy, the pressure's finally gone. I'm not saying you can now be happy and, you know, do whatever, but once that pressure of you've not won a trophy in however many, 2000, what was it, 8, the Carling Cup, 17 years ago, you've got rid of that now. So you can just push on and try and progress. And again, like United, it literally cannot get any worse without being relegated. So be hopeful. On to the 3 promoted teams. We start with what I would say are the most exciting ones so far, Sunderland. The signings they've been making, I'm intrigued. I was kind of moved at first. Then I saw the Granit Xhaka Bombasso. I said, excuse me? I check his age. Like, is he pushing 40 now or something? He's not in his 40s. What is he doing going to Sunderland? I don't know. But guess what? We're going to get them incredible battles now in Newcastle. But I'm already seeing him against Joe Linton, him against Bruno G and Tonali. It's going to be fun. And they've been smart with that because he's an experienced Prem player, right? He had about 7 years at Arsenal. But what I like as well, they've kind of mixed that blend of super experience with youth players that are kind of hungry to make a name for themselves at Sunderland. So, of course, we had a Dingra who everyone's familiar with. We saw him. He performed all right at Brighton. Nothing really special. But those of us who watched AFCON most recently, he done all right there too. He was kind of underrated for me for Ivory Coast. I think he did a great job. And the other 2 names that are very exciting for people, I'm going to hold my hands up. I've not watched them that much, so I'm not going to gas it like crazy. But I've heard very good things about both Taubi and Diarra. 2 players under 23, so they're only going to get better. The Black Cats do have Barkley's heritage as well, so there is a good chance that you stay up. And the next team we're going to go to is Leeds, who have taken a slightly different approach, but there's no right or wrong way to approach a transfer window necessarily when you are coming in to the Barclays Premier League. I know I keep on calling it Barclays, but I'm getting nostalgia from the good years, bro, because last season, I think everyone kind of unanimously agreed it was a stinker, bro. Like, no one enjoyed it. Well, obviously, Liverpool fans enjoyed it. But, like, everyone else, no one enjoyed it. The games were terrible. Everyone is making moves now. And Leeds have gone for a bit of a different approach, to be fair. Because all 7 of their signings are aged 27 or 26. All of them. Every single one. That can't be a coincidence. So, evidently, they're going for a different approach to last time where they went for a lot of younger players. Or either, basically, their team was too young or too old. They're now getting players that are experienced, but just touching their primes. Will it be successful? I don't know. I'm here to give you guys the hopium and the belief that you are going to stay up. Leeds, again, you guys definitely do have Barkley's heritage. We cannot forget the times of Mark Viduka and them, man. Harry Kewell, we can't forget it. And the last team we have is Burnley. First and foremost, I love your kit. Normally, back in the day when I used to watch Match of the Day, Burnley comes on TV, Norwich comes on TV. That's my cue to go to bed and sleep. I don't even wait to see Manish Bashir talking about the Football League show. I see Burnley, I lock it off. But you got Scott Parker now as well, huh? Scott Parker, I'm not going to say he was like a success in the Premier League, but we definitely saw that his style of play was at least entertaining. He's got a few more years of experience under his belt now, so who knows? Maybe he might bring that to Burnley this year. And let's be fair to Burnley as well. Ever since Company, they've kind of changed their perception, if you will. They're not just disgusting thugs who come and boot people around and spam throws that they roll with their lap. So let's see how it goes. Signings-wise, Kyle Walker. People will laugh, but I'm going to be real. For a team that are going to be fighting relegation, Kyle Walker is a really, really useful weapon. I can't even lie to you. I know he's old, but his version of like slowing down is still quicker than most. And he's got winning experience, leadership. So, Burnley, I'm not going to say you're going to stay up, but for the sake of Hopium, be excited. Let me know who you think is going to get the top 4 and the 3 teams that are going to get relegated. I'll be making like a proper predictions video once there's more transfers, because even by the time I post this, there's going to be new transfers that I'm going to miss or whatever. So let's wait until like mid-August to do our predictions. But other than that, hopefully you man enjoyed. Let me know what videos you want to see. I'm going to be here, like I said, every day until we get to 100 days and we can get on the road to that plaque at some point next year or the year after. I don't know when. I'm trying my best. I really appreciate you guys being polite and having engaging convos in the comments as well. So I'll politely request that you keep on liking it, sharing it, commenting to get the algorithm booming, because I want to try and make this YouTube page as big as possible. Have a great week. In a bit. Bosh.